Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. On today's video, 10 things that should be, could be, or maybe already are on your holiday wish list, or maybe these are on somebody else's wish list and they don't even know it. So I'm going to talk to you about 10 things that I think are potential great items for someone's holidays, and wanted to make sure I shared these with you. These are all things that I've used personally and things that I really like. So if I like them, there's probably other people out there that would enjoy them also. I'll put Amazon affiliate links down below in the description of this video for every single one of these 10 items. If you are considering ordering one of them, we'd really appreciate if you use those Amazon links in our video. That gives us credit for sending you to Amazon, but doesn't cost you any more money. It's a rainy day outside today, so I thought, what better time than right now, early November, to let you know some items that could be on someone's wish list for the end of December. The first thing I'd like to talk to you about today is the Andersen Rapid Hitch. Now, as you know, if you've been following the channel, because we bought a new F350, the F350 truck has a 2.5-inch shank receiver on it, which means all my previous 2-inch receiver hitches required a sleeve. Now, I'm not a huge fan of using those sleeves, so I picked up the Rapid Hitch with the 6-inch drop. So the nice thing about the Andersen hitch, the Rapid Hitch, is that it's already the 2.5-inch shank, goes in there perfectly. Maybe right there for now. We might have to adjust that once we back up to the trailer. You can see it's right here. It is fully adjustable. You just pull the pin out and set your height. It does have a flip over ball set on it, so I've got a 2-inch and a 2 5/16 on the other side. These have the special coating on the top of them, so you do not need to grease them. They stay lubricated just on their own. So it's a great setup here. It is aluminum, so it's lightweight, but you can see it does have that 2.5-inch shank. So if you're like me and you have a new F350 or F250 that has a 2.5-inch shank and you're tired of using those sleeves, I think the Andersen Rapid Hitch is the way to go. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about that I'm really excited about is these new Strappino straps. These are self-retracting straps, and I've got a variety here to talk to you about. But if you're like me and you use straps in our cargo trailer in the back of the truck, I've got a bin for them. They're such a pain. You get them out, they're twisted up. You got to get them straight, feed them through the ratchet section straight, make sure that you're not twisted along the way. When you're all done using them, you've got to then wind them up. I usually wind them over the hook, so you know, you're flipping and folding them, trying to keep them from falling off to the side, then keep them together with a rubber band or something in a bin so that they don't get all messed up for the next time you use them. These Strappino ones are self-retracting, and what's awesome about that is you can see it's all contained in one piece. Simple to use. You just pull out the length you need. Once you've got the length you need out, hook it on whatever you're hooking it on, start ratcheting, and that's going to tighten up. When you're all done, move this to the straight position so that the strap can be straight through. It'll self-retract in, and then you can lock it back in place. So let me give you just a quick demonstration here on the side-by-side. If I hook that over there, okay, that's as far as I need to go. I'm strapping something down. You just start ratcheting to the point where you're done, lock it in place. It's going to hold. When you're all done hauling that, straighten this out. That's going to let this come back, unhook, and you can see it's going to pull the strap in nice and straight. It's all contained right here in one package. Again, these are the Strappino straps. This is the 1-inch version, and in case you're wondering, there is a plastic bottom on here, so if this is setting on top of tables or something that you're hauling, it does keep them from getting scratched up. I would still recommend putting a towel or a rag underneath it. Okay, this is again the 1-inch. There is also a 1.5-inch, which if you need this size, this is my favorite because same functionality. You pull the strap out, you ratchet it in, and then when you're all done, it does retract on itself. But if you'll notice here, there's a D-ring and your hook. So, you know, different trailers have different latching styles. You might want to use the D-ring, which is perfectly fine, or you can use the hook, or if you're going around something, you can use both. So you just pull out the amount you need, wrap around whatever you're wrapping around. Now you've got a contained loop from the D-ring to the S-hook that keeps something tight. Again, when you're all done, just unhook it, let it retract on itself. It is spring loaded, so it does pull that in. Sometimes, if it's been out for a while, you just kind of start it, but it will feed itself in, and it keeps it all nice and straight and contained. The 1.5 inch version is the only version I've found that has the D-ring loop and the hook. Obviously, for your largest load, you want to use the 2-inch strap, but again, functionality is exactly the same. Hook it on whatever you're strapping in. Ratchet in place, lock it when you're done. When you're done traveling, pull this to the straight out position, let it straighten out. Then you can put it back and it'll retract as you go back towards the S-hook. So these are really cool. Links to these down below. Obviously the price varies depending on whether you're getting the 2-inch, the 1.5 inch, or the 1-inch. The 1-inch ones do come with a little carry bag, which is another nice feature of the small ones. And you can see the 1-inch also has the little clips on the hook so that they don't fall off of those D-rings in your cargo trailer. Okay, next on my list is a repeat item. This is the Stihl 2-in-1 file guide or chainsaw chain sharpener. I talked about this previously. This is just such a great thing. I use this every single day that I use the chainsaw. I get it out, I just touch up the chain. The chains don't even come off my saws anymore until I'm done with them, or if I'm changing the bar length out. But for about $40, sharpening your chains all on your own, it does also, it has a chain sharpening guide on it that tells you how to feed this through the chainsaw, and I've done a couple videos on how to use this. This is definitely my favorite tool for chainsaw work for firewooding. And again, around $40. I'll put that link down below. Next up on the list is the YETI cooler. So I'll be honest, I didn't buy this brand new. This was a garage sale find for $40. These run about $250 to $300, but they are worth every penny. We've used this a couple times. This is the Rody 24 size. It's tall enough you can put 2-liter bottles or a gallon of milk in it. It'll keep things cold for a long time. You can obviously put cans of sparkling water or pop in this also, but you know, it's a nice easy latch system. Does have side handles. There is a carry handle. And this is the perfect size to throw in the bed of the truck for a day trip to a football game or a baseball game. Also the perfect size for us to throw alongside the engine in the Nautique boat. So perfect for boating, camping, day trips, just a good all-around cooler. Doesn't take up a ton of space in your garage when you're not using it, and it's really easy to haul around when you are using it. Next up on my list is the Bluetti EB3A solar charger. You can see I do have the Jackery Solar Saga 100 right here because that solar panel, even though it's made by Jackery, will charge the EB3A by Bluetti. So before I've had some questions about what'll charge what, that kind of answers your question. The Jackery Solar Saga does charge the Bluetti EB3A. Now the EB3A, if you watched the video before, I also have a Jackery 300 Explorer. This is my favorite for a couple reasons. First of all, and we'll do a whole video about this in the future, but first of all, wireless charging on top for your phone works really easily. Second of all, I like the display way better, easier to see. You can see I'm actually using it right now to charge up another microphone. It does have DC, 12 volt, USB, and USB-C outputs. That USB-C output is 100 watts, so great for powering your laptop. There is a built-in light for it, which is a huge advantage over the Jackery. I use this when I'm walking out to the shed at nighttime as a light, and then once I get there, I can plug my lights to the shed in because I'm off-grid, and this powers my shed light. So another thing that the Bluetti is really good for is out here in my shed. You can see I do have some shop lights up above, but most of the time the shed is dark because I don't have electricity down here. This is an off-grid shed. So the only way I have power to power my lights is if I bring something like this Bluetti down here. And this works perfectly to light this shop when I need some light out here, if I need to do some work in the evening or in the wintertime like this, even at like 5 o'clock, it's already dark in here. So if I need to do any work on the tractor while it's here in the shed, the Bluetti gives me the power here to do that. And you can see it's not using that much power. The other really nice thing about the Bluetti is it does have this LED light. So when I was walking down here tonight, you know, when you're getting to somewhere that doesn't have any power, it's nice to have that built-in flashlight. You can see here on the display we're using about 88 watts of electricity to power 2 LED shop lights up above, and they are giving us plenty of light here. I can see the splitter, the brush hogs back here. So lots of light here in the shed just being powered by the Bluetti. You can see it says it would continue at this rate for 2.7 hours. The output is 88 watts. We do have just the AC turned on. You can see that's indicated by that little light there. If we wanted to charge up a phone or something while we were out here, or run, you know, a Bluetooth speaker plugged into power, we just turn that other DC output section on. You can see it tells us that on the display. Turn the DC off. You know, everybody thinks they're just for camping or overlanding. You keep it in your Jeep, throw it in the camper, throw it in a tent. But no, it's much more than that. Lights does have charging obviously via solar. Like I said, that Jackery Solar Saga panel will charge it. You've got 110 volt outlet charging. Does have a circuit protector, and then 600 watts of output and 120 volts AC through your regular household plugs. So like I said, I've had the Jackery 300 Explorer for a couple years. I've had this only for a couple months, but this far surpasses, in my opinion, the Explorer 300 for my needs. I like this way better. Okay, next up, working our way around the back of the side-by-side here, is the DJI Mavic Air Fly More Combo. Now this is a couple generations old. There are better drones on the market than this today. But if you're a novice, if you've never used a drone before, you can pick these up pretty cheap, and I'll put an Amazon link down below. The thing I like about the Fly More Combo is it does give you a better charging system with more batteries, so you get more time out there practicing with the drone. Drones are a lot of fun. If you've never used one before, I highly suggest you consider getting one. I fly mine over the house just to, you know, look at the yard, look in the woods. When we were traveling on vacation, I took it from the campsite up in the air, and you could see, for us, Dearborn and the lake. It's just an amazing thing to be able to see from those views that typically you'd have to be in a helicopter to see. You can watch them right on your phone. They record to your phone, and then you've got that video afterwards. So drones are a lot of fun if you've never had one before, and the Mavic Air Fly More Combo, even though it's a couple generations old, is affordable enough now for the everyday user. Next up on my list is the JBL Flip 5 speaker. I take this with me when I'm headed to like construction sites for work, or when I'm out here in the garage. Great Bluetooth speaker, a lot of sound for a small package. I've got this case for it. I'll put the link to the case and the speaker down below. These aren't that expensive for the amount of sound they put out. Super good quality, and you can actually connect multiple of them. So I have two. You can connect, you know, kind of stereo sound around you, connect to your phone really easy. Perfect for listening to those YouTube videos by Purple Collar Life or your other favorite creators, because it makes that sound a little bit louder when you're working in your tractor or working in your garage. So again, put the links to these down below. Teenagers also really like these, in addition to adults. Okay, next on the list, kind of two things together, and these are both repeat also. I don't know if I talked to you about these in the Christmas wish list items last year, but these really go together. The 18 volt rigid impact gun does a great job of removing the lug nuts off of the F350. I have in the past used an impact wrench that was off an air compressor. It just did not have enough power to take the lug nuts on or off of the F350. It takes a lot of torque. These rigid octane 18 volt tools will do it, so that's one of the reasons I like them. And then the Astro AI tire gauge, it's built-in pressure gauge, does have pressure relief on it, so if you need to let a little bit of air out. Does have a locking end on it, so you're not holding it hard onto the valve stem. You just squeeze, lock in place, and then pull the trigger to inflate. push the button to deflate, and you can see your pressure all along on the gauge. So these are both really good garage items. You can get one or both. I like to use them, you know, usually at the same time when I'm rotating tires or changing tires. Okay, number 10, last one on the list, the Stanley Go bottle. This is the Quick Flip Go bottle. I like to have water with me when I'm out working in the woods, when I'm in the office, and there's a lot of water bottles I don't like. Let me tell you what I really like about this one. First of all, the lid is contained with a clip, so you need to pull that down and hit a button to open the lid. I don't like the ones that have straws. This does not have a straw, so that's really nice. And I don't like the ones where the drinking surface is exposed to the air. So if I'm sitting in a conference room with 10 other people in a meeting, everyone's breathing that same air, I don't like the part that's going up against my mouth being exposed to that air. I know that's maybe a little bit of a weird thing. I like bottles like this where that's covered up, and what I'm touching with my mouth is only exposed after I open the lid. It does have a hanging clip here on the back of it. Stainless steel, double wall vacuum insulation, leak proof, packable, trigger action, push button lid. They claim it has survived speeding bullets, Category 5 hurricanes, 4,000 foot drops, and minus 70 degree wind chill. I don't know about those claims, but I really like it for normal use. So there you go, 10 items that could be on your wish list or maybe should be on your gifting list for the people you need to get gifts for this holiday season. These are all things, like I said, that I've used and I enjoy, so I wouldn't recommend something that I haven't used or haven't liked using myself. Jennifer's always joking with me. I tend to buy gifts for people based on whether or not I would like them, which isn't always the best method. So take this advice with a grain of salt. These are all things that I would like, maybe not things your wife would like. So I've bought a couple things for Jennifer in the past thinking this is something I would really like. She hasn't liked them. We've talked about it in previous videos. The inflatable toboggan I thought was a great gift. I'm still hearing about it constantly. As always, we like to make videos that entertain and inform. Hopefully this helps you out if you've been trying to think of gifts for other people, or if you've had people asking you, what are some options of gifts that I can get you? Some of these are more expensive, like the YETI cooler in the $250 range. Obviously the drone's fairly expensive. The Bluetti's not bad price though for a family gift for somebody. That Stanley Go bottle is around $20 or $25. So these aren't all super expensive gifts, but they are all very useful gifts, and the price range varies. Again, those links to Amazon are down below. If you consider buying any of these, we'd appreciate if you use those links. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again the next time. The next time we'll probably be out cutting firewood, hopefully not plowing snow, but we are in November now, so any day now we could be plowing snow. We'll see you again the next time. I brought the Bluetti out here to the 40 by 60 building to see if I could power all these LED lights with it. So we have one half of the building lights on, and we are at 380 watts of output. You can see you can power these shop lights with just the Bluetti.